Sometimes we have so much anticipation for an album, only to be let down. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 disappointing albums. For this list, we revisited the work of popular artists to find the albums that fell short of our expectations. These aren't necessarily the worst albums by these artists, but the full-length releases that disappointed fans the most in comparison to the amount of hype they were receiving at the time of release. We would say to get excited, but in this case, maybe proceed with caution. Number 10. Lasers, Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco impressed critics and audiences alike with Lupe Fiasco's food and liquor because of its socially conscious, relatable lyrics and slick, memorable beats.
Push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast.
Therefore, it's strange that he would make the mistake of doing just the opposite 2 albums later. His third album, Lasers, had beats that were too conventional and uninteresting. To make matters worse, the album's lyrics did not have the same intelligence and wit as his past releases. Fans were so unimpressed that Fiasco himself offered to destroy any disliked copies of the album with a real laser.
We scared of almost everything, afraid to even tell the truth, so scared of what you think of me, I'm scared of even telling you.
Number 9. Weezer, the Green Album. Weezer. With their self-titled Blue Album and Pinkerton, Weezer established themselves as an important rock band that inspired nerds and guitar fans alike. So, can anyone explain why this album was so lackluster in comparison? While the hooks are catchy, the Green Album feels heavy on filler and doesn't quite have the nerdy, angst-filled lyrics of past albums. The Green Album received fairly positive reviews, but fans didn't feel the same sentiment. The masses might like it, but Weezer fans didn't exactly flock to this island in the sun in droves.
On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun.
Number 8. No Line on the Horizon, U2.
The future needs a big kiss, winds blow with a twist.
U2 have made some less than stellar albums in their career, but who can even remember No Line on the Horizon?
It's not a hill, it's a mountain.
While their previous albums benefited from the experimentation with different genres of music, this album felt too much like their previous albums, only packed with duds instead of songs you secretly think are awesome. While critics were divided, fans weren't impressed, and as a result, the album's sales were far less than their previous ones. But hey, at least this album wasn't forced on you by iTunes. Number 7. Mylo Xyloto, Coldplay.
When she was just a girl, she expected the world.
One of the most successful bands of the new millennium, Coldplay became known for their safe but melodic alt-rock sound. And after the critically successful fan favorite Viva La Vida,
I hear Jerusalem bells ringing.
it felt like Coldplay was at the top of their game. Unfortunately, the 2011 album veered toward a more pop-influenced sound, leaving many fans scratching their heads.
All the boys, all the girls, all that matters in the world.
The album has been criticized for being too grandiose and trying too hard to please the mainstream audiences. Mylo Xyloto was a commercial success and generally liked by critics, but fans couldn't help but to be disappointed by such a drastic change in sound.
I wander around from town to town.
Number 6. Self-Portrait, Bob Dylan.
And all the people say there goes Tom Moore in the days of 49.
By 1970, Bob Dylan had created some of the most popular and influential albums ever made, and was a living icon.
Boy, you ain't got nothing, girl, you got nothing to lose.
So, what a nosedive Self-Portrait was. Critics panned the album for poor production and for Dylan's country-inspired singing that didn't mesh with the music at all. On top of that, the album lacked focus and contained too many covers. Why is Bob Dylan covering Paul Simon songs? Dylan later stated that he didn't take the album very seriously and that he wanted to shake off the shackles of his stellar reputation. It nearly worked. Number 5. Saint Anger, Metallica.
Saint Anger around my neck.
Quite possibly the most famous heavy metal band in history, Metallica made its reputation for its heavy, fast-paced, and angry but melodic music.
This search goes on. This search goes on.
Arriving 6 years after Reload, Saint Anger just felt like noise. Uninspired melodies, fuzzed-out guitars, a complete lack of Kirk Hammett guitar solos, and a snare drum that sounds like it came from a Fisher-Price kit all combined to leave Metallica sounding like nu metal.
And wait for this train to over the line.
Producer Bob Rock said that he wanted the album to sound like garage rock, but that's what the Hives are for, not Metallica.
Some kind of monster. This monster lives.
Number 4. One Hot Minute, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Following an acclaimed album like Blood Sugar Sex Magik is no easy task for any band, but when guitarist John Frusciante departed mid-tour, Red Hot Chili Peppers were destined for trouble.
So hard and lonely too.
Their follow-up album, One Hot Minute, had deeper, meaningful lyrics, but musically it was lacking, as replacement guitarist Dave Navarro's metal edge didn't exactly fit in with the band's funky sound. Navarro and vocalist Anthony Kiedis never quite meshed either, resulting in a pack of songs that sound unsexy, unfunky, and distinctly unchilly.
Love me. I like pleasures like with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane.
Number 3. Chinese Democracy, Guns N' Roses.
It's all about how you find it for yourself.
Chinese Democracy took a notoriously long time to create, with production costs totaling $13 million, the most ever spent on a rock album.
I never wanted you to be so warm.
You would think these facts would mean this would be one of the best albums ever made, right? Wrong. While some critics found something to like about it, most others weren't as nice, calling it overproduced and too ambitious for its own good. Fans weren't happy either, and it fell far short of sales expectations. Add in that only Axl Rose remained from the band's original classic lineup, and you, sir, have yourself a dud. Number 2. Be Here Now, Oasis.
Cold and frosty morning, there's not a lot to say.
With their album What's the Story Morning Glory, Oasis earned worldwide success with one of the most iconic rock albums of the 90s and were destined to be the new Beatles. However, the songs on Be Here Now were too overblown and didn't have the same heart as their previous albums.
And all around the world, you gotta spread the word. Tell them what you heard.
Fans were used to hearing relatable working class lyrics, but this was not true for Be Here Now.
Stand by me. Nobody knows the way it's gonna be.
By now, the Gallagher brothers were rivaling the Davies brothers in the getting along department, hard drugs had entered the picture, and Noel faced bouts of writer's block, resulting in this massive misfire. Before we reveal our top pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
And I tried to squash it, it was too late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it.
Goodbye, my friend. Know you got me such a gun that I can still feel you.
This is life. I'm supposed to die for. I just can't give it all without you. If I die today, remember me like John Lennon. Barrett and Louis, I'm talking all brown linen.
Check it out. Yeah. Check it out.
Number 1. The Doggfather, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
It's a whole nother day. I'm back up in ya. Snoop D-O double G. I represent her.
Leading up to this album, Dr. Dre had parted ways with Death Row Records while Snoop was charged for the murder of a rival gang member. Though cleared of the charges, Snoop Dogg found himself without Dre, leading to The Doggfather lacking the same production values that made Doggy Style such a hit.
Steps to the stage in my G-boy stand. Let's say a few rhymes to make your girl wanna dance.
Fans, meanwhile, were turned off by Snoop's references to drugs, sex, and violence.
Shit, bitches is cold on who ain't got his game tight, getting 18.5% half your life.
Their disappointment showed when this album sold significantly less than Doggy Style, with first week sales hitting a little more than half of those for his debut.
I made the dog pound. I saw a crew on 2-1 Street and said, can I be down, champ? They said, no, treated me like a wet food step. After getting rejected, I ain't run off the set. I sat and wrote some dog doodle rhymes at my rest.
So, do you agree with our list? What album did you find the most disappointing? For more engaging top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You're always such a beast to me, Snoop, and I won't stand for it. No more. I demand a little respect.